On a personal note, just the other night after we caught up in the Crucible, I had dinner with a dude I met as my teammate in a Bungie game 11 years ago. I am the product of the Bungie community. My challenge to every Guardian is to look to the human element in Destiny 2 to fuel your appetite for ultimate replayability. The ultimate loot is the friendships that can grow out of a game like this. There will be more gear to add to your character, next week even. The rewards that I'm talking about are the people in the community that thrive in this game. If you let them, they'll make your hobby as a light-dealing hero on a Starside campaign for glory even better. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guardians of all ages? Joker back again, once again. So in Bungie's most recent weekly update, they finally addressed the endgame of Destiny 2, or as it will now be called from henceforth, the Friend Game. Let me explain. In the most recent weekly update, Deej, the Bungie community manager, took to the Bungie blog to impart some personal wisdom onto the community at the end of it. But it's kind of like Benjamin Franklin once said, remember, not only to say the right thing in the right place, but far more difficult still, to leave unsaid the wrong thing at the tempting moment. This is exactly what he's talking about. See, the community doesn't want to hear some esoteric friendship is magic and love and will make Destiny 2 better bullshit. I can go play any game I want with my friends and have a relatively pleasant time. I can be playing a single player game and just be in a party chat with them and have a relatively good time. The community doesn't care about this esoteric bullshit, because we can get this very same friendship experience everywhere. In Halo, in Call of Duty, in Battlefield, in Warframe, in any game that has matchmaking or an LFG or a chat. Community doesn't make your game special, Bungie. Every game has a community. What the Destiny community wants is a reason to keep playing Destiny and not go elsewhere. And by attempting to placate them with some feels over reals bullshit, you're just turning them away. Because the truth of the matter has always been, Destiny only survives because it's community. Destiny is dependent on the community, not the other way around. There are many other games out there. Destiny, in this community aspect, is not special. And the funny thing is, all the community wants from Bungie is for them to do their job. The community wants fixes. They want updates, they want a game plan. Not to be told that they are playing it wrong, that they're looking at it in the wrong way, that you're just not jiving right with the karma, man. Instead of accepting that Destiny 2 has many failings on their part, and saying what any respectable developer would say, like, "Hi everyone, it's been a wild ride since the release of Destiny 2, a game we loved making and are so glad to finally have in your hands. We're thrilled to have put out a new installment after years of working on it. We're proud of the innovation we've made within the genre, and we think this game is full of potential. But we are humans who have the internet. We know that there are lots of you who don't feel the same way. That matters. We make these games for you. And we need you in order to keep making games. So let's talk about where we go from here." Instead of admitting that they done fucked it up, they double down, because the real prize is friendship and love. The real endgame is not playing a fully featured endgame with deep progression mechanics, white whales to chase, interesting exotics to collect, and a challenging experience to overcome, full of story and lore. Nope, it's friendship and love. Like this is some kind of bullshit card game anime.
You feeling okay, Taya? Friendship! Oh, she seems fine, Joey.
So now instead of the end game, we get the friend game. We can turn our engrams into friendgrams. In fact, we don't need any of that. Just take all the loot out of the game. We don't need PvP or raids. I mean, that just makes friends angry at one another. We can't have that, can we? Why don't we just turn Destiny 2 into a dress-up sim? where we can buy all the clothing from Eververse. Of course, the only thing that really needs to stay around is the tower. So we can log in once a week and see what Eververse is selling and then have a dance party. And maybe if we're lucky, oh golly gosh darn gee whiz, they'll introduce a mechanic where we can collect our friendgrams from dancing. And maybe they'll create a Candy Crush-like app for your phone that uses engrams instead of candy. When Chris Barnett took to Twitter, I had hoped that Destiny 2 was in for some changes, in between now and the Curse of Osiris DLC, or between the Curse of Osiris DLC and the Rasputin DLC. One glance at the tweet chain shows hundreds of virtually identical comments, people wanting custom games, a spectator mode, ranked play, endgame grind with meaningful gear, strike-specific loot, public event engrams that drop unique armor and weapons for each planet, hardcore endgame grinds, more variation of public events, a reason to play strikes, a meaningful endgame, collectibles, oh yeah, and more subclasses. Point being, people are not happy with the endgame. These are comments from people like, yes, me of course, but also Dado, DPNJ, Mtash, Husky Raid, Gathalion, More Console, Slayerage, Mesa Sean, Triple Wreck, Little Big Okie, Willis Gaming, Bife, Fallout, Miss 5000 Watts, Hutch, Houndish, Unknown Player, Nkooch. So if you don't want to take my word for it, because I'm toxic and a hater, then take the words of these people who think that the endgame is lacking and in need of vast improvements. These are people whose opinion I was diametrically opposed to not 1 month ago. These are people who are now coming around to the same conclusion I've been warning about for months. Point is, this was a really great gesture on behalf of the Bungie development staff. People on the staff asked what we wanted, and the community came out in full force with a cohesive and comprehensive list of fixes and features that they want to be implemented in Destiny 2. But now we have the community manager coming out with some asinine bullshit about how it's not the game, it's who you play it with. This is essentially asking us to play pretend. Like there is an endgame, because the endgame is our friends, and that's the real endgame. Do you realize how stupid that sounds? Now don't get me wrong, I get it. I get the whole friendship, digital friends type thing. I've made some of my best friends online. I have commenters whose avatars and names I actually remember because I've engaged with them so much, and they seem like genuinely decent people. And I genuinely enjoy engaging with these people in conversations, even if we don't always agree. But that's not what I want to hear from a development studio when their game is lacking in fundamental features. I'm not sure if this is incompetence or hubris or thinking the community is fucking stupid or all of it. I'm not really entirely sure what I'm supposed to take from this. It's belittling as hell. It's like going to a restaurant and ordering a steak and then having a nice steamy pile of shit served to you. And then the staff going, yeah, well, okay, yeah, of course it's shit, but you know what? It'll be better if you eat it with friends. This is a person who represents Bungie saying, our endgame isn't the problem, you are. You're not playing it right. You're not expecting the right things from it. You are in the wrong, not us. Now, I understand that the paragraph in question is from the perspective of the community manager. Worst case scenario, Bungie actually believes this participation trophy friendship is love bullshit. Best case scenario, this is a delaying tactic to hold off the waves of outrage over the endgame as they develop for the Curse of Osiris. That said, I don't know where this guy got his schooling in public relations, because this is absolutely atrocious. Anyone, and I mean anyone, who has ever worked any amount of actual frontline customer service knows you treat the customer as if they are right, even when they're wrong. You acknowledge their concerns and you outline what you can and cannot do about it or what you're going to do about it. That's customer service 101. You don't tell them that they're playing it wrong, then belittle them for not using enough imagination and friendship and love and not getting all of those esoteric friendship grams. Like I said, I hope that this is just this one guy trying to placate the community while actual developers work on the long list of demands the community has. I guess the real test will be the Curse of Osiris. If Christopher Barnett speaks for the development team, and this comprehensive list is the direction that they are going to take with the game, then we may get back to some semblance of what Destiny was during the Taken King. If that happens, then Bungie will have earned back a modicum of trust. But if this friendship and love bullshit is the direction they wish to take the game, then the game is essentially dead. There is no big Destiny killer. It wasn't Call of Duty, it wasn't Anthem, it wasn't The Division, it wasn't Star Wars or Halo or whatever other game you might imagine it was going to be. The biggest Destiny killer is Bungie. But like always, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guardians of all ages, those are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below, and like always, stay frosty.